Before even writing anything down in the 4 quadrants, which you have just marked out on a piece of paper, you must ask yourself what is the main problem or conflict which will happen in your story later on. This is very important because the problem or conflict forms the core upon which your story is built on. One of the most common themes I see is that of an embarrassing experience. It could involve your character going up on stage, forgetting his or her lines, and then proceeding to mess up the entire performance. A very common theme I always see is that of a frightening experience. It could involve a robbery, a burglary. It could involve natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, or hurricanes, or it could even involve something more common like a car accident. An occasional theme which I usually spot is that of heroism. Your character could be the unlikely underdog who overcomes his fears and challenges to save the day. So the theme of heroism will appear occasionally. The next most common theme I always see is that of mischief. I think it's because primary school students are always up to some form of mischief or another. But if you're not one of those students, please come and join my center. We need more students like you. But okay, anyway, back to the topic. For the theme of mischief, the antagonist in the story could be doing something like stealing phones, stealing somebody's lunch money, bullying other children, or getting into fights. You know, the typical naughty things that naughty children are always up to in their schools. The next 2 themes, at the bottom of the slide you see over here, is that of teenage issues and another one of a life-changing experience. For the teenage issues theme, it usually appears for lower secondary students, meaning secondary 1, secondary 2. It involves problems or trouble with authority, like truancy, drug abuse, smoking, joining gangs, mixing with the wrong crowd, or could be something more personal like arguments or misunderstandings with family or friends. So these are the usual teenage issues which the students will be asked to write about. One theme which I'm seeing more and more is that of a life-changing experience. I'm starting to see this theme appear not just in Sec 1 and Sec 2, it also appearing a lot in the Primary 6 students' essays. For life-changing experience theme, it can be built upon that of teenage issues, like after going through the teenage issue, how did the character's life change? After overcoming that frightening experience, or after becoming an unlikely hero, how did your character's life change? So I'm starting to see many questions, many essay questions with the theme of a life-changing experience, and this is slightly more difficult to write, especially for the younger students, because it requires some form of maturity, it requires deep introspection, and it also requires you to write out your reflections or lessons learned from the essay or the incident that happened in your story. So a life-changing theme is something to watch out for. It's going to be more and more common.